Your next performer, he has performed at the Sapphire Comedy Hour at 1923 in the Mandalay Bay, and also for the Punchline Police Comedy Tour. He's been doing comedy for years. He told me to say that to you, but it's only been a few months. He has his own show, actually, at the Haza Restaurant on Spring Mountain in Jones. Let's give it up for Leo Getz!
Who's drinking over here tonight? Who's drinking? Everyone drinking? I want you all to say, lift up your glasses and say, na zdrowie. Because I'm from Poland, and in Polish language, that means for good health. Polish people are so dumb, they keep drinking and they think it's for their own good health. Give it up for the VIP section over there, man. One day I'd like to make it the VIP section. This is such a nice spot. The other day I did comedy at the Boulder Highway, at one of the bars on Boulder Highway. It's all smoked out over there. I could barely see the people I was talking to. Not a good environment. But this place is nice. I got the beautiful lady sitting over here. And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about. Because all my classmates, they got their sets ready over here. And I just came out here and I said, fuck it, I'm going to wing it. You know? How about the gay people, man? The gay people can finally get married, right? Yeah, for them, man. I'm so proud of that, man. Finally, I can hit up my best friend from Poland and have him come down here and marry him for papers. You know? Plus, my other side job is I'm a photographer, so we can kind of wing those kissing pictures during the wedding or whatever, you know? Everybody wins situation. No, but I came down here when I was 15 years old and I spoke no English, right? And people used to make fun of me. And I had no idea. They were like, hey, you're a Polak, right? Come here over here, Polak. You're a dumb Polak, right? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm a Polak. Because the word Polak in Polish language means a person from Poland. So yeah, I'm a Polak. Then they'll be like, well, how many Polaks does it take to screw in a light bulb? And I'll be like, I don't know. Only the rich people got electricity back home. I'm serious. And once I figured out that they were being racist, I couldn't do nothing about it. Because I look like this. You can't pull the race card when you look like this, right? Shit was bullshit. But I love the United States, you guys, because, you know, I grew up during the communism. I remember I've seen some shit. There was like no food, unemployment, poverty. And now that I'm a citizen of this awesome country, the absolutely worst day I've ever had was when my cable went out. On a Friday night. Yeah, the day before Super Bowl Sunday. But guess what? I don't even watch football, you know, because actually I heard that the United States just beat Germany in soccer, right? Hell yeah! Yeah, give it up for USA. But actually, you know, I grew up watching soccer and that shit was so boring that me and my friends would rather go outside and kick the ball ourselves instead of watching it on TV. You know? So once I moved here, you know, I kind of did the PE class or whatever, but I don't even watch football. And I kind of feel bad when my coworkers come over and they're like, man, did you see the game? And they start naming the players and the spread points and all this stuff. To me, they're like speaking Chinese, right? And then sometimes they say, when they're like on the same team, they go, hey, we played so good last night. We played so good. And I'm like, we was standing around eating Dorito chips, drinking Bud Light. What the fuck are you talking about? We played so good. But I'm all about like healthy living and exercising and stuff, because after living here for a couple years and tasting the great American fine cuisine, I came down with diabetes. You guys are funny, right? The doctor told me that I'm gonna have to give myself shots like in this general area after each meal. At first I was devastated, but then I was like, so you're telling me I can take off my pants legally from now on the first date? It always breaks the ice. Because you know, I'm a single guy, I'm 36 years old, I got no kids. So my New Year's resolution is to get somebody pregnant. So, Barbara, what are you doing after the show? Yes, no, hello. So I've been married before. I had this Asian wife, she was Filipino. The marriage only lasted 3 years because she didn't get along with my other girlfriends. And my wife cleaned me up, man. Like my credit score was 804 before we got married. And then after the divorce, I was so late paying on my bills that Discover Card started sending me bills in Ebonics. So my wife cleaned out and took everything, and she left me with a cat. So now I'm a single guy with a cat. And I'm neither gay nor a villain. I'm glad you guys got that joke, because some of my jokes are like those hot girls you see on Facebook, right? At first, very, very hard to get, and once you get them, they're not even that good. Right? You know, the ones with all the selfies, right? Yeah. So are you guys doing the online dating stuff too, or is it just me? Just me? Because I'm kind of old school, I'm a little older, so I remember when MySpace came out, I used to take him from MySpace to my face. And that's because I didn't even have a place, I was living with my mom back then. But then I tried a plenty of fish, I tried all sorts of sites. Recently I joined a brand new online dating site. It's called blackpeoplemeet.com. Yeah, I did it because I kind of felt bad for the sisters. Like lately it seems that don't nobody want to date the sisters. Somebody got an attitude problem. You know who else I feel bad for? Are the Asian men. I mean, who the fuck is fucking the Asian men? Because it ain't the Asian women. Yeah. So are you guys working over here? Are you guys, who's working full-time over here? Yeah, give it up for the work, man. Because I've been working full-time since I moved to the United States. Since I was 15, I've been working full-time. I used to work in retail, and I could never figure out, because they don't drug test you when you work in retail. Do people work in retail so they can smoke weed all the time? Or are they smoking weed because they work in retail? What do you guys think? I work at that store, the Sharper Image. You guys remember the Sharper Image? Every day some old guy would come in and ask me, "Excuse me, Sonny, do you sell any hearing aid batteries?" And I'll be like... Then at one point, I got a job at the TSA airport security. They put a Polak in charge of national security. And that's where I met all my gay friends at. Just so you guys know, when I got that job, I thought I'd be able to pat down the hot ladies coming through the checkpoint. Turns out it's men on men, women on women. Imagine my disappointment. But just so you know, all the girls working there, they really love their job. Serious. And one day, Audrey Simpson came through my lane, and this is a true story. This was after he got arrested for stealing his own shit at the power station. He comes over, and he's got the metal knees, so he sets off the metal detector. And I'm like, "Sir, I'm gonna have to hand wand you. I need you to go like this, and step right over here, killer." I didn't really say that. I would love to say that, but he did come. He was actually the last person I hand wanded, But as far as my lesbian friends and stuff, I love hanging out with them because they're not lesbian all the way. Every once in a while, when the moon is full and the tides are right, I'll get a text message like, "Hey Leo, why don't you send me a picture of your dick?" And the next thing you know, I'm coming over and having sex with two lesbians, But they're flashing me with the light over here, and you guys don't know, because when I moved here, I barely spoke English, and now that they gave me the microphone, I don't even want to get off the stage and stuff. I got so much to tell you guys, I'm running out of time. I was dating this one girl, and she had a German Shepherd, right? And one day I was giving it to her like doggy style. I had a bend over, giving it to her. I turned around, the dog is humping my leg. And that is not how I wanted my first threesome to go down. I'm going to tell you guys about I went to visit my grandparents in Poland, right? My grandparents are still together because people in Poland, they're like pigeons. They mate for life, right? And they're still sexually active, but one of them can't hear that well. So my grandma was telling to my grandpa, "Look at here, Stanisław," because that's his Polish name. "From now on, if you want to make love to me, just grab my breast and squeeze it one time. And if you don't want to, just grab it and squeeze it 2 times. And he says to her, "Okay, well, from now on, if you want to make love with me, just grab my dick and pull it 1 time. And if you don't want to, just pull it 150 times. What else is going on? How about the legalization of weed, man? How about that? Because we are like living in some changing times. The gay people can get married, everybody's happy. How about the weed, right? How do you guys feel about that? Because, I'm a Polak. I'm not a chemist, but to me, Tylenol is a drug, Levaquin is a drug, oxycodone is a drug, and even alcohol is a drug, but weed, marijuana, is more like a cross between fruit and a vegetable, right? Can I stay up here some more? Oh, I'm done. All right, bring up Phil Ferrado, come on up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leo Getz. We give a Polish guy the microphone. He wants to do his Comedy Central special up here. We got 10 other students coming up here, Leo. All right, your next performer.